Hi, I'm Olivia Korita with The Pitch,
I'm Meher Parsinni.
And I'm Josh Hananel.
and this is the Healthy Relationships 101 podcast. So today we're going to get into a series of topics, and starting off, we're going to get into are relationships worth it in high school? Meher, what are your opinions about that?
I think it depends on the person and the situation. And while relationships romantically are benefiting, it can also play a huge toll on you if the relationship isn't healthy.
So, my personal opinion is that through experience, I think that they are worth it because you're going to need to learn what you like and what you don't like for the future at like a kind of a younger age, and you need that experience so that you can build your who you want to like settle down with later in your life. And also, it's better to get heartbroken or really hurt when you're younger so that you don't have to go through it while you have real responsibilities and like jobs and like a house or a family or something like that, even though it's not up to you. But it's better that you experience like the first one and like the early stages earlier so that you don't have to deal with it while like bad things are happening.
I think both of you make good points. Yeah, you definitely have to. It depends on the person, because you have to be, especially in high school, you have to be um, absolutely certain that if you're in a relationship, and you're committed and you're vulnerable, you have to be sure that that is a person that you want to get into those romantics with. Um, you have to be sure. Because it's hard to be at that type of vulnerability, especially at a young age, 17, 18, a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to be vulnerable, but I think it's important to learn that you should be okay with that in life. Do you have a comment you want to make? Let's see.
No, lovely points there, Josh.
Thank you.
Let me just jump in and say, I do agree that experience is good, but also, like in high school, not to be cliche, but I think your studies are very important, and because college and your career and everything that will come after, and a romantic relationship can tax on your time management, productivity. So it really does depend on what kind of person you are and what kind of person they are. And so, for me, it was hard to balance school life and like relationship life. And basically, it all depends on your scenario. But experience is important instead of going through it later. But also, what you said, Olivia, about uh, having an experience at a young age, it can actually be more difficult because when you're younger uh, and going through school, having to deal with the heartbreak while you're in school and while you have all your classes, and then senior year comes, all your applications, it can be difficult to like go through that. But I do agree about the experience.
Lovely. Yeah, I agree with all that as well. I feel like that's like a very much everyone has a different story and a different side, and I think it just depends on the person. But all in all, I think it's worth it to just try, test the waters, and see, like, have fun. You know what I mean? Do good.
I have a point. Um, with talking to a lot of people, that they seem worried with the prospect of like, oh, it's gonna end. Oh, going off to college, things like that. But it reminds me of something of a topic I think, Harry, you told me one time about somebody you knew who said that they did not want to get a pet dog for their family because they were just thinking about, oh well, the dog's gonna die eventually, so why get the dog for our family if we're gonna go through that heartbreak? But I think in life, um, I don't think I don't think that's the best way of going about life in anything you pursue. I think you should always
I'm gonna take over because that's something I said when I was younger. Uh, I was like 9 years old, and I told my friends' parents when I was trying to convince them to get her a dog that like they were saying it's just gonna die either way, and I told them that their daughter's gonna die either way, but they still had they had the child to have the experience, the memories, not about it ending. So it was a little gruesome for my young age, but it was important, and I think that is a good point to make. But what I was gonna say is in high school, the issue is if you fall out with someone, it's like they're everywhere. So like later in life, you can avoid because you're not waking up at 6 every day, going to the same establishment as them, and so that is also something to consider because you can't ever escape them, and that is the truth.
Yeah, to kind of add on to what you said about how they had a daughter for the memories and like the love that they experienced, is that it's never a waste to love someone. That's a really popular saying. And I think the love that you felt in the moment and the way the person made you felt while you were experiencing it, all it defines who you are, and it kind of shows you how to treat people in love and how to feel love, and you can know when you're getting enough or not. So, good experiences either way.
Yes.
I think it's important not to idealize or romanticize relationships, and when, yeah, like you said about, when you're being loved enough. I think that, yeah, deep down you always know what's going on if you're in a good relationship or not. And I think you need to be honest with yourself, because the lie that is hardest to get rid of is the lie that you tell yourself. But I can't stop love. Let the love flow.
Yeah, personally, I know people in this group have had similar experiences with this, but we all try to lie when we know we're in a bad relationship. We try to make it seem like so beautiful to other people because it's so embarrassing, almost when you know you're being treated improperly, and it's like you can't do anything about it because it's not up to you, and you just want anything to make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's also like the perception of other people. How
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't want other people seeing them as bad, so you make excuses for them and you justify bad things they do to you to other people
Yeah.
so that they don't think you're in a bad relationship, even though deep down you know you are. But that's the only reason you'll justify things they do. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Our conclusion of um, is it worth it or not? I would say it is worth it. I think Olivia would too.
I would, yes.
And Josh.
I think that, yes, in general.
But
Yes.
also, I say that with caution because it is worth it, but you must know what comes with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, lots of hardships, lots of pain as
Thank
well.
you very much for listening to the Pitches Healthy Relationships podcast.
101. Thank you.
Bye.